Hello everybody, I hope you had a happy new year, as we all did. Today I'd like to talk about rituals, the different rituals we have spiritually around the world. And towards the end of the month, I will do the predictions for the whole year, because I will have to write it all down and not look at newspapers or anything like that, what comes to me and what I can give back to you from different parts of the country. So rituals. Now when we go into a church, we all tend to cross ourselves, God the Son, God the Father, God the Holy Ghost. Now where did that come from? Because the Catholic Church do that. I do it also when I go into church and light a candle. Then we have different rituals, for example in New Zealand, the Aborigines with all their rituals, how they do things for nature and Mother Earth, how they tune in to nature. And then in Africa they have rituals and different things. So there's all different belief systems all through the world that if it's done for the power of good, then these things do work. As long as it's done for the power of good, not attracting black magic or doing things like that, or getting old relics or bones from saints, seers and things to practice black magic, because believe you me, it does exist. So we do a bit of what we call white magic to help things. Now some people do rituals with candles. They have an altar and they send their prayers up to reach the highest state of consciousness, to do their prayers. In the Hindu religion, they have many rituals, but I find quite fascinating and quite beautiful. Now, where did all these rituals come from, we ask? Who made them? Who decided for them to be like that? So our forefathers and our ancestors made all these rituals to bring through into the 21st century. Now, it doesn't mean if you go to a church of England, Catholic Church, or whatever church or temple, that people have to do these rituals because it makes them a better person. You do rituals because you want to do it. When we go and see our Guru Sharavana Baba, it's so beautiful when they play the Indian music and we have a night light, and then we're doing many blessings for the great divine and around the world and universe, and it's like the whole of the energy is peace and harmony as one, as if we're doing that ritual and then praying to God and for all those things to come to us. Now you could say we do rituals before we tune into the spirit world. I myself tend to sit quiet for half an hour, send my thoughts up to the spirit realm and ask them to, not just for protection, but also protection of that person on the earth plane, and ask if that person is meant to communicate, welcome my friend, and please come through on the most important thing, truth and evidential proof. Now there's many rituals I can think of as well, when in Scotland, when they have Hogmanay and they do all the dances to welcome the new year in. Now I know my grandmother used to open the front door to let the new year in, open the back door for the new year to come in, the old year to go out. And I thought, well, where's that come from? That's a form of a ritual. Now, you know, all different rituals happen all around the world, and that, which is quite nice. You could say a ritual when Stonehenge on the solstice, that's a ritual, isn't it? When we wait for the sun to suddenly come up the sunrise. A ritual going to Glastonbury, going up to the Tor, a ritual that we feel is sacred there and we've got to tune into the energy there. Now rituals can be a personal thing to people. A ritual can be something you're repeating all the time. It's like rosary beads, prayer beads, 108 we're counting, that's a ritual, isn't it? Also having a rosary and then saying our prayers, that's a ritual. So rituals are very important to people, and you have to be very disciplined to do that. You could say that's a ritual for someone going for a confession to a priest. A priest isn't God. A priest has to listen and to help. And it's like a form of healing. That's not God, that's a man form. So I really believe that if you do good things happen to you. It's like if you do good karma, not looking for anything, but for helping others, and good things come back tenfold. The world is in quite a mess at the moment, isn't it? All these different things happening. Food prices going up, corporative companies earning money, hiding money and to avoid tax, and all these different things. Now this is a very karmic year, that things are going to come up to the surface and people are going to pay for bad things that they've done. So we can say this is a year of awakening, if you like. And it's like doing things with the power of good. If you go into a temple, you go in there because you feel nearer to God, and you're doing a ritual like a meditation or sitting down or giving to the poor and doing things like that. Now, when we go back into the olden times, they used to have a lot of fear. If I'm talking about like people really believed in vampires and things, and they do a ritual of putting garlic around their neck. Funny enough, I'm allergic to garlic, but I'm not a vampire. And they used to do things of putting salt in every corner of the room to clear things, or smudging things, sage, and that's a ritual. Or in the Roman times they had lots of herbs, or they might put herbs by the front of the entrance, rosemary, to keep evil spirits away. That's a ritual, isn't it? But I believe that you don't really necessarily have to do rituals as such. It's what you feel inside that counts. It's like if you're thinking of somebody and you want to generally help them, and perhaps they might be in hospital, it's like sending our prayers up at universal time 10 o'clock at night and doing a visualization. Now we've all had to go through a ritual, haven't we, last year, like washing our hands, very much wearing mask and considering other people. That's a ritual in a way, isn't it? So, and everything cleansed and clean. So we're all in it together and doing it all together. And, you know, people really don't like to be told what to do they? It's like we're trying to, if you like, all be as one to help others. And we've got people, you mustn't do this, you mustn't do that. But I think, you know, it goes back to an old saying, doesn't it? Cleanliness is to godliness. Well, that's very true, isn't it? It's like years ago when you was a child, you had to wash your hands before you sat at the dinner table. That was a ritual in a way. Or if you drop salt, pick it up, throw it over your shoulder. Well, that you could call that superstition, I suppose, but it's a ritual in my grandmother's house anyway. But it's fascinating how people with or rituals and things like this, it's like a ritual. When somebody gets married, you have to carry the bride over the threshold. That's a ritual in a way. Now I'm very fascinated by rituals from Tibetan monks and things, what they do, and the singing and different things to get rid of demonic forces and things. I'm very interested in that. They perform all these rituals, and I'm very, very impressed with the Indian culture, how they do homas, and that it's like sacred flames and that. Or if I have a spiritual person that visits me, a guru, I have to do an arti, which is a sacred flame all around their etheric body, around the aura, and it's like a cleansing thing, and it's a lovely thing to do. And that it's nice that we all work together and do all these things. There's many rituals that are so darn silly that you think, what the hell am I doing this for? But if rituals are done for the power of good and to help others, and it's not a bad thing. But when it goes crazy things, really crazy things, you know, like, oh, I can only do things on a number 3, or I can only do things on 11. I panic if I don't have those numbers in my life. Rituals. That is conditioning yourself. That's not going to do you any good or anybody else. But it's like animals have a ritual, don't they? It's like animals out in the rainforest. It's like the the male bird is showing his beautiful feathers, and he does like a war dance and has beautiful blooms. That's a ritual, isn't it? Getting ready. Animals do rituals, don't they? And all funny things, what things happen with nature and all animals and everything. It's like a snake will shed its skin. It's like a rebirth in a way. That's a ritual. But you see, it's like taking communion. It's like the blood of Christ and the bread and everything. That's a ritual, isn't it? Taking communion. I have taken communion. I have been brought up in the Church of England, and I have studied many religions, but there's only one religion as far as I'm concerned, and that's the religion of love and religion, a belief in God. That's all you need. Because nobody can wash your sins away as such. It's that you are born with a conscience and you know right from wrong. So it depends on you using your own free will and doing good things while you're here. Now, it's like nuns in a convent. Now, I was brought up in a convent, and they have rituals that they have to get up at 4 in the morning to do prayer, and then a life of really, not of luxury, one could say, but a life of dedication, and a life, it used to seem to me that it wasn't natural to shut yourself away, but it's like everybody has a dedication to life, what they believe in. But I know the nuns, one I'm seeing up here on my wall, who's one of my guides, Sister Gertrude, was an amazing lady, very gifted. And she was an Irish nun, and she said, "Child, I know you're very different from the rest. I know you have it." And I thought, have it? She meant the gift. You have to use it well, because God's always watching over you. And that she was a sweet person. So, Coral Pold, the late Coral Pold, who was a wonderful psychic artist, had a drawing of her. And it's nice, but even nuns had to do rituals when you think of it. But it's like another ritual, really, one could say, that when people die, we do a ritual in memory of people. If they're cremated or they're buried, we go along with these rituals. I believe now what they do now, they actually have a TV screen in the crematorium when you're actually going to a burial or that, talking about somebody's life, which is quite nice actually, I think. But it's all rituals, isn't it? People do different rituals, like in India, or if somebody dies, they have to be cremated. In the Jewish faith they have to, and Muslim faith they have to do a ritual with that body within so many hours. So it's all rituals when you think of it. Life's full of rituals, isn't it? And the thing is, at the end of the day, is it a bad thing? Is it a good thing? It's what's personal to us, isn't it? Doing rituals in memory of loved ones. When somebody's died, we do a ritual. Now, when I was a nurse many years ago, when somebody died, and I'm talking about a long time ago, I used to wash them. And they used to have a thing called put the pennies over their eyes, so the ferryman come across the water to take them to the afterlife. That was a ritual. And it's like any babies that died or anything like that, and you have to attend to them. I used to say a little prayer for that soul. And rituals, again, we have rituals all the time, but it's like superstition, really, isn't it, with all different rituals and different things and that. But when you really think about all these things, I believe if you're a good person and you do good things and you use the power of good and love to help others, don't live in fear. I've got several people I know that live in fear, because that you get people that are so good at what they do, then you suddenly get other people envious and jealous of them because they're successful. Take no notice of them. Just be yourself. Be fearless. Be like me, a tigress. I'll bite your head off if you upset me. But you have to, know what's right for you. Now, when we go back hundreds and hundreds of years and that, and we go back to the cavemen when they done drawings on the rocks or in caves of animals and things like that, and stars, they've done all these different rituals And it's like people used to look up to the stars and everything and do rituals to the moon on a full moon and everything. Some people still do that on a full moon, because we've had red moons, blue moons, and all different kinds of moons that have passed through time. Rituals again. Now, when you really, really think about it, I think doing a ritual should be, if you had a special place or a special room, perhaps like a little temple or a table that you can light a night light, and perhaps have a photograph of a loved one, and perhaps their favourite flowers, their freesias or anything like that, and that, you know, on their birthday or Christmas or anniversary, do a little ritual that you're thinking of them, and that, and I'm sure it helps and things. But you see, even, you know, the Buddhists, once again, they have rituals to do things. The Indian people have rituals, the Sikh have rituals, all different cultures of religions have their rituals, don't they? So my ritual, I suppose, really is being still, being quiet, and enjoying people spiritually, and good people, to surround yourself with good people. So my ritual really is being still, being quiet, in prayer, in meditation, and just shutting the outside world. And it's so lovely because I don't necessarily always do my rituals in my spiritual room. Sometimes it's nice to do a ritual in my sunroom, in my conservatory, and can hear the birds at 5 o'clock in the morning, and it feels the world is coming back alive again. Now, I know it's very worrying times for all of you, but I can reassure you the world's not going to end. All this germ warfare at the moment and all these different things that are happening, we've got to all stick together and help each other, and still do a ritual of washing hands, mask, being considerate of others, standing back, wiping tins over and surfaces and things like that, because these poor doctors and nurses are working flat out in these hospitals. We've actually got Craig's mother that's in hospital at the moment, and she's in the right place because she's had a chest infection and a stomach infection, and they're marvellous, the nurses and doctors there, and they get her electrolytes back up again. But you know, when you really think of all the world, all the different things that are happening and all the different rituals and everything, there's one ritual I think we really should be doing, and that is to look out for each other, and a ritual for caring. If there's an old person around that can't get to the shops, it doesn't take 5 minutes to ask them if there's anything you can do for them or want for them, and help them, because some old people may be blind, they may not be able to balance, stand up straight, but all things can count. Or it might be a mother that's just had a baby, can't cope because sleepless nights. If we help and really help from the heart and help others, it's like doing our own form of rituals, really. Now, when I do predictions, which I will be able to do at the end of the month, because I'm so busy at the moment, because as you all know, I've got a film studio, and then I stop my readings, and also I'm looking after my mother at the moment, and you know, and I'm very, very, very busy and everything. But we will be going live on Saturday in our film studio, so you can ask things there. But this is purely, really, if you like, chit-chatty time, spiritual chit-chatty time. Now, as I say, with all these different viruses and things, there's all going to be different viruses. It's something we're going to have to live with. So it's good that we're doing a ritual at the moment, wearing masks, washing hands, standing back from people and being considerate, if you like. Springtime's not far away, is it? So we'll all be able to set up the garden again and enjoy life again. Some of us are very blessed to have a garden to sit in. And, you know, springtime's like a rebirth, isn't it? All the beauty and everything that comes back, and nature coming back, and all the beautiful things that's happening around the world. Now, what I want to say to you is, have no fear. We will all come through this, definitely. We will come through it. at the moment it's happening so quickly, all these different viruses and that's why we've all got to be careful. Sometimes it makes me wonder if it's not a ritual in a way of cleansing the earth and that, because I do truly believe this is a karmic year. For those that have done wrong, things are going to be put right, and it's about time, isn't it? So I'm going to leave you there. Just going to check how long I've been on here. I don't want to waffle. Oh, 20 minutes. But if there is anything you'd like me to talk on, any subject, then please do come on the comments and I will try my very best. What I am going to do another time is water division, which is I have a bowl of water. This is what Notre Dame used to do. And then I should just smooth it over and see ripples, and we'll see the future. I will do that, and I will do predictions, okay? So do look after yourself, stay nice and warm, plenty of hot drinks, plenty of nice warm clothing, and look after yourself and let the fresh air come in and open windows in the daytime. God bless you all. Do look after yourself. I love you all. Bye.